I haven't done a video for a while. This time I want to talk about something that I find kind of disturbing. Well, more than kind of disturbing, but whatever. I like to listen to videos time to time regarding narcissism because of my family of origin and that. And this is just my personal opinion, but I just doesn't sit right with me. A lot of these people on here, um, they call themselves coaches, life coaches, whatever you want to call them. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I won't name names because I don't have to, because if the shoe fits, you can wear it. Basically, one for instance, I listened to quite a few videos, and this person, it's very shallow knowledge that this person is giving. It's not very in depth. Um, some are personal examples, pretty, again, very shallow, not much in depth. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with that if a person's just making a video just to tell their life experience or what they think. But you see, the problem I have is when it involves money. Now they're asking for money, uh, and or doing some kind of life coach thing. Okay. And I don't know what the going rate nowadays is for a psychologist. A psychiatrist is a doctor, medical doctor that gives you pills. So, depending where you live, within reason, that's covered by the health system. Because here in Canada, that would be covered. Psychologists, I don't know what their going rate is, but a long time ago it used to be like $60 an hour. Maybe now it's 80 or who knows. Anyways, these people are charging those kind of rates, probably like you would pay if you were going to see a professional, which really doesn't add up because in this particular case, this person has a disclaimer, admits that they're not a professional. They don't have no psychology training. They're not a professional at all. Why would someone pay for that? I can go back to the money later, but the other thing too, a lot of these people, they all do the same thing. They all sell this personal merchandise, and it's this place called Teespring. They all do the same thing. Um, I don't know why. Seems kind of weird. Um, it's like this. The red flag for me is this. The person is kind of giving the impression they want to help you, but yet everything is connected to money. Okay, because you buy the merchandise, they get money. Um, Coaching, you got to pay money. Why is it always connected to money? I think a person you got to look deeper than not be naive and think, oh well, this person really seems caring and that and they want to help me. But you know what? When they're just asking for money for this merchandise and basically to coach, basically how I take it is as someone that's just gonna listen to your problems and give you advice. Um, you can get that for free from anybody really. I mean, I don't take the bus, but let's say you take the bus. You can go to a bus stop, and if you can talk to a ye old lady, and she might give you some good advice. Why would you pay for that, especially at the rate that these professionals are charging? And these people admit they have no credentials whatsoever. Really, it seems to me these people are playing a role. And they may be narcissists themselves, really, when you think about it, because to me, I consider them in some way a predator because they are financially feeding off of people that are desperate or need help or lost or going through some kind of trauma or turmoil. And they want to make money off of that. Okay, I think that's really disgusting and sick. If you're a professional, that's different, but because you're doing it for a job, you're trained, you went to how many, on some of the professional that don't even go there and don't even work anyways, but I'm just saying, if you do that, go to actual professional, they're, they have to have training, they have to be licensed, there's, you know, regul regulatory boards, they can't just do whatever they want, their code of ethics, all these things. And that, you might get help. Sometimes you don't, but whatever. But why pay for these people that admit they don't have any credentials? They admit it. That a lot of the stuff they're doing is just your opinion. I mean, their opinion, sorry. Just to interject here, just like there's some other people too that will, another thing I kind of find disgusting is they will read someone else's story for money. Why? I mean, you could easily, if you really wanted to, for that desperate, you could easily open up your own YouTube channel. You could you could be anonymous. You could even, if you don't want someone to recognize your voice, you could even get a voice changer. And you can read your own story for free and post it on YouTube and get comments. I mean, it might be hard to because if you start from nothing, getting views and that, but hey, do it long enough, whatever. You know what I mean? Why pay for something like I don't understand why pay for something like that. Why pay for someone to read your story on the internet and give you their opinion, which is just their opinion. I find it really ridiculous to pay I don't care who you are. I find it totally ridiculous to pay anybody any money whatsoever, any amount, even 5 cents for someone's opinion. Why would you pay for someone's opinion when you can get people's opinions, and most of them you don't need or want, for free? I don't understand this. I think it's disgusting. I think it's predatory behavior. These people are, um, I don't know, they're looking for people. It's kind of like the same kind of thing, sort of, that these psychic scams that they do. They're looking for desperate people, and the same thing is they have some bullshit there. And I'm going to do another video on that because I think that's another problem too that comes up a lot. Um, they try to get people that are, desperate or in some kind of turmoil or whatever, and, string them along and try to give them help and tell them stories and bullshit, tell them a pretend life or whatever. I don't know. For money, it's the same thing. They're feeding on people that are at a low point. I mean, that's how a lot of those hear stories about people getting scammed by psychics. The same thing. They get conned. Usually, it's at a low point. It's never when things are going good. I think it's the same thing with these narcissistic, these life coaches. They're getting people at low points. And, you don't really know this person. How do you know this person's really nice or not? Anyone could be nice if you're paying them $80 an hour. Would they do it for free, though? Continuously? That's the thing. You see, why these people, and some of them, it seems to me, other than doing the YouTube, it seems they don't have a real job in the real world. So that right there is a red flag because all the money that they get is doing this, listening to people, making videos, talking. How hard is it really? Think about it. So, someone that this one I come across. Um, just hold on a minute. I'll figure this out. This one I come across is charging exorbitant amounts of money, like $800, for instance, for 10 sets of 50 minutes. So we take 800, and I presume that's US dollars. Take $800 divided by 10 is 80. divided by 50 minutes is 1.6 times 60 minutes. This person is charging the equivalent of $96 per hour. So, who in their, well, I don't want to say who in their right mind, that's not nice, but who is going to pay $96 an hour for someone who's not even a professional to listen to you? If you're going to fork over that kind of money, why don't you get a professional? You know, and if you don't want to do in person, the virus and all that, I'm sure they have people are doing remote uh, consultations. There are some I've heard from way back that there's some so-called professionals that just work like over the phone and that, like distance. But you'd have to check their credentials, check them out to make sure they're not full of it, that they're real. But why, why would, how are these people thinking they're worth that much money just to listen to someone's problem? So basically, they want to just listen to someone's problem. So you unload on this person, and they can do the yeah, and then build you up and all this. And what does it really mean? For that kind of money, and you can get that for free, basically. If you just want someone to listen to you and agree with you, you can get that for free. If you want real help, the best way I think is to ask God for help and to help yourself. Try and be independent as possible. If you can't do that, I go to professional counseling. I mean, there are counselors, unless things have changed, I don't know, um, that have sliding scales. I mean, depending on their government, what they offer, because I live in Canada, so here it's a little bit different. In the States, I don't think they have as much there. Like, people need more private insurance, but you can get, if it's by the government, I think there's places where you can get so many sessions counseling free, or it's a sliding scale. Um, and the other thing is, you don't want to be going to counseling for years and years. I mean, get someone that's really good, and then, you know, maybe spend a couple $100 and then get you going, and then you don't need to go. I don't know what that beeping is. I think my headset needs to be charged. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, I'm just really disturbed by this because people are, I think they're getting scammed, in all honesty. I really do. I think they're getting scammed. And these people, they always put these videos and this fancy pantsy, like taking pictures of themselves. And it, it, it just looks like bullshit to me. It really does. It just looks like bullshit. It looks like some kind of late night infomercial on the TV. Like they're going to fix your life and help you. And yeah, for $96 an hour, they're going to help you for free. You know what? If you really want to help, this is what I say. If you're really going to help people, okay, what's stopping this person or anyone else from really helping people? Okay, what's stopping them from doing this? Make videos for free. Just make them, giving advice, different scenarios, and just make them for free. What's stopping you if you really want to help people? If you've got limited time and resources, why not? If you want to read people's stories, I don't really agree with that, but let's say you want to do it. Why not just do it for free? You're not asking for donations or anything. You just do it for free. You take so much time out of your day, and you say that you're gonna do this, and you're doing it for free. Just do it. As long as you have a dollar sign attached to this, there's always that ulterior motive. And of course, if you offer something for free, everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon. And you only have so many hours, but then okay, you can still do it. You just limit it. You can only do it for so long, and that's it. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't agree with this. And the thing is, there's liability issues too. I mean, if you're doing this for money and you make it a business, You have to have lots of like disclaimers, and even then, what if you give someone, what if you give someone someone's unstable or something, and they contact you and you give them advice, and it's bad advice, but because you're not professionally trained, well, hey, whatever, you're just giving your opinion. You see, that's the thing. Big difference between a professional therapist or counselor and someone that's just giving their opinion. So someone, they give their opinion, what you should do or something, because maybe that's what they would do. That's fine. And then what happens is, what if somebody that's mentally unstable follows the advice and does what the person gave their opinion, and then some adverse consequence happens? Um, Now, are they legally liable? Can they get sued for that? I mean, there's some liability issues here too. I don't think it's kind of not worth it. But yeah, I kind of suspect um, when people are doing shit like this. And the thing is, like, for instance, a mug, okay, like drinking mug. They promote themselves, they advertise themselves. That's the other tip off, right? Because the mugs, what do they have on the mugs? Their name to promote themselves. You see, so if they have a mug out there and people, oh, who's that? And then they'll look it up, find you on YouTube, and then what are they going to do? Oh, guess what? They're going to subscribe, and then they're going to see, that's how they advertise themselves, and they can get some more um, clients for these coaching sessions, right? You know, it's like this one person, for instance, has over almost 19,000 subscribers. I mean, that's a shitload of subscribers. So figure out 19,000 subscribers, how much percentage? Okay, like, yeah, okay, just hold on. I mean, I don't really give a shit about subscribers, but I'm doing this because they're charging money. Subscribers doesn't really matter because, like, I probably have less than a handful. I have no clue. I check once in a while. I don't really give a shit. But because they're doing this for money, basically, to them it does matter. So right now we got, let's say, 19,000 subscribers. I don't know what percentage, let's say, times um, 0.5%. That's 95 people. So out of all those subscribers, if you get 0.5% of the people that do the coaching sessions, that's 95 people. Now, if they do it, oh, just hold on, I'm trying to find this month thing. Just hold on. Okay. Oh, oh, that beep thing. I think I need to recharge my headset. Hopefully it doesn't go off. Okay. Um, Example here. I'm trying to get an example. Okay, so let's do it on the monthly. So we got 95 people, let's say on average, and then about 95 people, let's say average per month, right? So then you take this one, the price is 320 divided by 4. So for a month, it's like, I guess, hour a week you're getting sessions. 80. Okay, whatever. It's not, it's 50 minutes, not 60. We'll say 80. Okay. No, I'm going to do it the other way. No, because I want to break how much it works out to an hour. Divided by 80 times 60. I guess it's the same as the other one. Okay, so basically you have, okay, what was it? Crap. Just hold on a minute. Okay, so it's $96. So you have, so I have to figure this out again. Wait a minute. Okay, so you have 19,000 subscribers. Let's say 0.5% use your services. That's 95 people in a month times at works out to about $96 an hour, but for these people you're getting $320 a month from each person. So get a load of this. This is the motivation. This is why they're doing it. On that, okay, like I said, 0.5% of 19,000 subscribers, 95 people. If they're doing monthly sessions, 4 in a month, once a week for 50 minutes, works out to about $96 an hour you're paying. So this person is going to get, and this is just for an hour, 50 minutes of just listening to someone's problems and maybe giving them advice or their opinion. That's all you're doing. You're not really working. It's not that hard. I mean, it does consume time, obviously, but whatever. Okay. The person's going to bring in $30,400 a month. Could you imagine? Now, let's say let's do half of it for income tax. That's excessive, but okay, they still got $15,200 a month. Could you imagine how hard you'd have to actually work at a legitimate job or legitimate business to make $15,200 a month? Like, what the hell? That this is why I find it deplorable, is because the person's really not working. They're just a lazy ass feeding off of people's misery and problems financially. They're just a lazy ass. Um, I find it sick, I really do. So that's my warning to everybody. Don't fall for this. If you want to, that's fine. It's your money, but I don't really. I think it's crap. Just like these mugs. Okay, this Teespring. That's probably kind of like that cafe press or whatever. So unless you have a real business and you have actual, because they're like those vanity printers or whatever. Unless you have an actual business and have a manufacturer that has makes items for you, because it's a Teespring, it's not an actual business thing. It's like the cafe press thing. Um, there's another one, I forget what the name was. Okay, you're going to pay higher prices for products, so your profit margin isn't going to be as much. But charging like $17, $18 for a coffee mug that just has a simple little thing on it. Like, come on. And even shirts and clothes. I've seen this more than once. All these coachy people, they do all the same thing. And they're all selling stuff from Teespring. Even some so-called Christians that are doing the same thing, that turn out to be big fat hypocrites, they're doing the same thing. They're all doing it for money. They really are. It's the big buck. That's who they chase. So yeah, I just find it really disgusting. Um, I don't think it's right. I don't know why and the thing that's really disturbing is you go to these videos and they have all these subscribers. They're obviously feeding off people making money, and they don't have a real job because this is all they do. Because why would they need to work if they're gonna bring in over $15,000, $30,000 a month? Why would they need to work, right? If they're that kind of a person, and they got tons of subscribers and people, posting. And yeah, some of these people, they ignore their posters, they don't respond. Some of them do. But how hard is that really? Just give someone the pep talk. I mean, is it any different than a narcissist themselves? They can be nice, do like the love bombing thing and be nice to you and play the part and then say nice stuff and say, "Oh, I understand," or "Poor you," and try and be empathetic, but it's not real though. Anyone can do that. Talk is cheap, right? You think about it. If, like, for instance, I'm not going to say who this person is, but I'm just saying it's all the same. Names change, but they're all the same. They all do the same thing. How much sacrifice is it really for someone to, because they don't have a real job, right? So they don't have nothing to do. They don't have no real job. How much of a sacrifice is it for someone to respond to comments and say nice things and listen to people's problems all day and give opinions and advice, whether it's any good or not, and yet claim at the same time that they have no professional credentials. How hard is that to do, really? I'm sure they're willing to do all that, considering they're going to get $15,000 plus a month. for not really working. I mean, really. I mean, most average middle class people work their ass off and make under $100,000 a year. And yet these kind of people are making well over $100,000 a year and possibly maybe $200,000. They're making income like white collar workers do that have years and years of education and training experience. You see something wrong with that? I do. I think it's disgusting. I personally would have more respect for a toilet washer that makes minimum wage, that is honest, and actually has empathy for real, rather than these, what I think are fake people that are just doing it for the money. I think they're disgusting, should be ashamed, and you know what? They can, be successful on the earth with the money, but it ain't going to buy them a ticket into heaven, so it ain't going to get them anywhere in the end anyways. And that's the other part too I have a problem with, is a lot of them, they claim to be Christians, are full of shit. Full of shit. Because a real Christian does not, their God is not money. Doesn't mean you don't have money. Like if you work and you're honest and you're really doing a real job or business, there's nothing wrong with making money. But you can tell people that are work for their money, people that are just greedy and using people because they don't do any work, and yet they want to get this money, you know, for doing what? Talking, listening to somebody. That's a bunch of horse crap. So yeah, I have a problem with this. I don't know why it's allowed. I guess, well, we have free society. It's like the buyer beware thing, right? So I don't know. It's not good. So I could look up some other things and give you a stat, but that's about it. I think there are a few people on here that just do videos, not really asking for anything. Um, I would tend to trust them more. But yeah, some of these, and the videos are, some of them are shitty because they kind of regurgitate the same information that you can get for free. That's the other part too I don't get. Because of the internet, you can do research on this. Get a lot of information for free. Why would you pay someone for it? And some of it's just common sense. Why would you pay for common sense? You can't buy things like that. So yeah, there's a beeping again. So anyways, this is just a heads up on what I think. I don't really like it. It's kind of disturbing. Like I said, I listen to stuff, but I don't know. The only way to stop these things, like any of these users or predators, even the narcissists, you just don't play the game. You don't buy into it. You don't give them no money. And what happens when they don't get no money? Then their thing, whatever they're doing, doesn't work, right? Just like the narcissist, what happens? A lot of them are users too, right? You don't give them nothing. Don't give them no money. Don't give them no favors. Just give them nothing. Because they want to use, because they use people, they go somewhere else. You see, that's how you get rid of this shit. Is you don't play into it. You don't give them what they want. You basically starve the beast. You don't feed the beast. If you feed the beast, then they're like bottomless pits. They just want more and more and more. You just don't do it. You just starve the beast. That's what you do. That's how you get rid of all this shit. So in some ways it'd be so easy to get rid of this crap in the world. Just everyone stop participating. Don't play the game. Don't take the bait. Don't participate. You know, if someone wants to claim they're a self-proclaimed expert and charge $500 an hour, it really doesn't mean anything unless they can get someone to give them the $500 an hour. And if everyone just said, I ain't doing this, they would disappear. But you know what? It seems as time progresses, there's more and more people appearing, and some of them are new, and some, I don't know, maybe overlooked. But yeah, it's kind of disturbing. I find it disturbing. And also, there are also, if you look up, sometimes you'll get stuff, sometimes not scams. You also get some of them where people have complained, and that these people aren't all what they portray themselves as, right? Some of them are like they like can control things and kind of cultic, like they want followers and they want money from them. All this, it's just garbage. It's just dumb. I don't know. I don't like it. So I just thought I'd say what I thought about that. I would suggest like if you just want someone to listen to you, well, you can get that for free. Other than that, if you really need help, you're better off going to a real professional. Because you think about it, you're going to pay some dipstick $96 an hour that doesn't have anything but personal life experience, and if they're just fake, phony, they're only faking that. That's not even real. So you're gonna pay them that kind of money for someone's opinion. You could pay probably the same amount of money for some actual professional that can really help you. Okay. And then if you get a professional that stinks and they don't help you, well, then you know what? You just get somebody else. Just like if you have a crappy doctor, you can always get a second opinion. So that's the route that I think would be good to do. So that's about it for that one. Anyways, just to warn people, I don't think it's good. There's too much of this out there. There's predators. Lots of, and the internet is, this YouTube internet, anywhere in the internet really, is great for predators because they don't even have to leave their house. They can sit on their butt all day and do all these things and get money. And it's not working. It's not a job. Since when, you know what? Since when is someone's opinion worth money? How is it a job? Listening to someone's problems all day for money. You know what? I have to say, in all honesty, if you want to listen to someone's problems all day for money, I think there's something wrong with you. I think that's because it's lots of negative shit. It's like someone, you're being an emotional dumpster for everybody. Like, even if you're doing it for money, I think that's sick. I think there's something wrong with you. You can't spend every waking hour of your day listening to other people's problems. That's what kind of life is that? They're just sick. Okay, the whole thing is sick. Doing that part is sick. Feeding off the people that are desperate is sick. The whole thing is just sick. I just don't agree with it. I don't like it. It's sick. That's all I know. Okay, it's getting too long, so I'll cut that off. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.